Oh my gosh. That is absolutely fantastic. Everything about it. Hello YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make pork belly. Never had pork belly before, but I have heard it is life-changing. I'm Jerry, and I'm living the Newcomb life. All right, so this is completely new to me, but one of the things that I found out was you can get pork belly either with the skin or without the skin. It's basically made exactly the same way. It's just you have to take a little bit more time if you're gonna cook the skin into what is called a crackling. So in this case, we have a pork belly without the skin, but we're still going to cook it basically exactly the same way. So one of the things that I learned was when you're picking your pork belly, you want to find one that has quite a bit of meat on it. So this is the one that we found. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has like a really good amount of meat on it. And it has that layered fat in it. Let's see. Yeah, here's a good shot right here. It has that layer of fat in it right there. And for those of you that don't know, pork belly is basically just bacon. It's just not chopped and cured into bacon. But I've heard that this is absolutely amazing. All right, so one of the things that we need to do is I'm going to score the fat in this. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. Basically, you just want to cross hatch. And you don't have to cut like really deep. You just want to get down in there. And I'm doing mine maybe about 1/4 of an inch apart. And what this is going to do is it's just going to allow this, in my case, the salt and the pepper somewhere to sit. All right, so let's show you guys the cross hatching there. Looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to add my initial salt and pepper, but before I touch that, I'm going to wash my hand. All right, so one of the things that I learned is you don't want your pork belly to have a lot of moisture. So the only thing I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to put salt and pepper to kind of help with spicing it, but the main purpose is I'm going to put the salt on both sides, and then I'm going to let it sit overnight to hopefully draw as much moisture out as I can, and then we will be cooking it tomorrow. That way it'll sit. You kind of want to let it do that for at least about 2, maybe 4 hours to draw that moisture out. But if you can let it sit overnight, that's actually ideal. So this is black pepper, and this is pink Himalayan salt. All right, now I'm just gonna massage it down into the fat and really paying attention into those cross hatches. And now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing, although I'm not going to score it though. All right, just re-wash my hands again. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to this side. All right, so that's pretty much all I'm going to do right now. except like I said, the purpose of this is to get as much moisture out of your pork belly as you can. So I am going to add a little bit more salt on this side. All right, guys, so that's pretty much everything that we're going to do tonight. We're going to let it sit uncovered in the refrigerator overnight and pick things up tomorrow. All right, guys, so it's the next day. Let me just kind of show you guys how it turned out being in the fridge for that long. It doesn't look like it has hardly any moisture on it at all, but I'm going to blot it anyway. Yeah, I didn't hardly get anything off of it. So now the recipe calls for extra virgin olive oil on the top. The only thing that we have to do now is put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 2.5 hours. And then you bump it up to 425 degrees for somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes. Initially, what's supposed to happen is all the fat is supposed to drip either through and or around the meat. And everybody, all of the comments and everything that I read said that you want to put it on a rack up above the tray, because if not, it sits down in that rendered fat, and it's just not as good that way. Everybody raved about this specific technique right here, so that's what I'm going to use. This rack is from a toaster oven that we have, and it just happened to fit this perfectly. All right, 350 degrees for 2.5 hours. All right, guys, so the timer is going off. It has been 2.5 hours. Now I'm going to turn it up to 425. And I'm going to reset the timer for 20 minutes. All right, guys, so it has been 20 minutes. I'm going to check the pork belly. And then before we can do a taste test, we need to let it rest for approximately 10 minutes. So you guys can see how that looks. Does that look amazing or what? You can hear it sizzling. All right, guys, so 10 minutes is up. And now it's time for a taste test.
Did somebody say taste test?
Oh, yeah. All right.
My house smells delicious.
All right.
It looks delicious.
Ooh. It's already falling apart.
That's awesome.
Oh my.
Yeah. Wow.
It's definitely juicy.
Look at that.
And I don't know if you guys can hear that. The top is crispy. So look at that. That is absolutely, oh my gosh, look at that.
The it's like super juicy.
That is amazing. Look at that. Look, all of the fat that was marbled up in there has completely rendered. The only thing that's left is whatever was on top, and that's crispy, but everything else is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Holy moly. Look at all the juice. And it's just falling apart. Completely falling apart. This looks absolutely amazing. I'm gonna try.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh. That is absolutely fantastic. Everything about it. It's juicy. It's unbelievably flavorful. The crunch from the fat on top. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Dawn, you have got to try that. Whatever you want. Yeah, you kind of want a little bit of everything in there.
This is a big piece. Oh, it's so good.
It is absolutely amazing. When I say it's flavorful, it is amazing. Even the top has a crunch to it.
Okay, like.
Now, for those of you that don't know, pork belly is basically bacon that is not cured and cut up into bacon.
But
it doesn't taste like regular bacon.
No, but it has that, like, because we brine, or we put the salt on the outside, it does have a salty flavor. But the meat is so tender, it like melts in your mouth.
Yes. Like you just ate a huge piece and it was gone like that.
That, like, I'm shocked. It is not the flavor, the consistency, the everything about it is not what I expected it to be.
Everything about it is fantastic.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
It melts in your mouth. All right, guys, you have got to try this. If you do,
so good.
Let us know in the comments below. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, amazing.
I'm blown away. It is so good.
All right, guys, so if I had to describe this, I would say it was like a pork chop, but in the form of a beef roast.
Super, super juicy.
Super
not
juicy.
Like a pork chop that gets dry at all.
Juicy, tender. The fat on top is amazing. It's crunchy. But the other thing that we noticed too is we're both full.
Yeah.
And I only cut 2 small strips off, and that's what we had. And it doesn't take a lot to fill you up, which is
amazing.
Crazy. But
yeah.
All in all, I would say first time doing pork belly, total win. We are absolutely going to do this again. In fact, we are going to do this so we can share it with our family and friends. So we may do another video with that so we can do an initial taste test for when they try it, and you guys can see just how good this really is. I mean, Dawn doesn't rate things a 10 that often. Usually, I mean, like the best she does is like a 9.9. And
that was
you said
great.
This was a 10.
Yeah.
This was a 10.
Yeah. It was so good.
Absolutely amazing.
So good. Yeah, hands down, I'm blown away. Blown away.
And simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
Was
salt and pepper.
Right. More of it was waiting for it to cook, waiting for it overnight in the refrigerator to pull the liquid out of the meat. I mean, it was just waiting. And that was amazing. Super good, super easy. Guys, you have to try it.
Yeah, you have to try it.
So good.
So guys, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free and it really helps our channel grow. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're up to date on all of our upcoming videos. But Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. All right.
Oh my gosh.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
so
what is this?
Good. I can't even explain how good it is.
It's.
I did not expect it to be this good.
It's so on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think?
Man.
On a
it's
scale of 1
like
to
a 10.
Yeah, it is.
And you know, I don't usually give 10s.
Everything about this is fantastic. It's almost like a beef roast.
The consistency of the meat
Right?
is like a roast that's been in a crock pot for like a day.
Yeah. It's not chewy.
No, not
It's
at all.
not chewy at all.
And what I was
The
afraid
meat
of
completely breaks
is
up.
the fat. I was afraid that I was going to bite into it and I was
too.
going to be
And
like,
it'd be like gristle.
oh, it's
and
fat.
crunchy, like
It
in a
is
bad way.
not.
No.
Like the fat actually like makes it taste better,
Yes.
I think.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we should call Gary and Tammy and tell them to come over and try some.
Absolutely fantastic.
It's so good.
That is a 10.
I'm amazed. And you know, really all in all, super easy to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy to fix. It's more like you have to prepare because it takes 3 hours to do the whole process. But all of that is waiting.
Nothing at all to it. Wow, I just had an awesome piece of the skin. Mm-hmm. Oh man, it was really crunchy. And that has a different flavor to it. It's almost like dark meat on a chicken. That's what the skin tastes like. Just the skin.
So good.
That is fantastic. One of the things that I would have done differently is I would have sprayed our toaster oven rack with some kind of oil so that the pork belly would be less likely to stick. It really didn't stick, but it did take a little coercing to get it off.